What we're going to do with this class, I'm going to do the teaching, do the energy work, and then we can talk about it afterwards if you're open to it. But the chakra cleaning, I realized I have a lot of videos on it, but we've never gone into the different energy bodies or the different fields. And that's really important. So today we're going to be working on cleaning the chakras of the spiritual energy body. Now, we're all familiar with the chakras in our body. We have, the base to the crown. I also work with the soul star, which is here. I say around 18 inches above, could be higher or lower, depending on the person, and the earth star chakra, which is below the feet. I also work with the feet and the hand chakras as well. And for some, the feet and hand chakras are the 11th chakra, but for me, they're just the feet and hands. We have them in our bodies, but they also continue through the aura. So even though we work with these, there's also the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. If you'll excuse me 1 minute, my husband left the phone and I have to shut it off or throw it out the window. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, his ringtone really irritates me, and it was on full blast, and the energy of the ringtone bothers me a great deal. So I'm always shutting it off or throwing it in a closet or under something. All right, now the energy field or the energy bodies correspond to the chakras. So for example, the lower chakras, the sacral, the base, the feet, all correspond to the physical energy field. Then we have the solar plexus and the heart chakra. That's the emotional energy field. Then you have the throat and the third eye. That's the mental energy field. Then you have the crown, and you can add any other ones from above it. The crown chakra, the shaman, what I call the shaman chakra, which is the 8th, and then the soul star. Those are in the spiritual energy field. But each of those energy fields also has all of the chakras as well. And the challenge is we always just clear the physical, but the spiritual energy field is the first thing that gets attacked when there's some negative energy or when you encounter microbes. You think of it as just in the physical field, the physical body, but in order for something to attack you even physically, it has had to go through the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional field to break down your defenses first. So it's important to clear all of these chakras as well. For me, they can be 6 to 18 inches from the body, depending on the person. Every person's different. Somebody's aura may be huge, where the physical energy field goes out 3 feet. And then you have the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. So if you're having challenges with finding them, the easiest way I do is I just set the intention that the energy go to clearing these specific chakras. The chakras in the spiritual energy body, the chakras in the emotional energy body, the chakras in the mental energy body, the chakras in the physical. Just set the intention. If you set the intention, you're fine, the energy will clear them. Now, what the function of each of the chakras is very similar to what we have in the physical body, but they add another frequency to them. So for example, the spiritual chakra may connect the earth chakra with spiritual energies to help keep it clear and clean. Think of it as, and I included a picture of a layer cake. The layer cake is all the chakras. And then each energy body is a different layer. It has a different taste, but it's all part of the same cake. And that's how I see them, and I see them as like funnels. they're all going out, and there's a one funnel, and out of them, there are rings in each one of them. Now, there are several ways to clean these chakras. And for me, I'll go through them really quickly, but I included the link to the playlist. I've used so many things. One of my favorites is always the pendulum. And so if I'm cleaning the physical energy body, usually I'll just go above the pendulum, and I'm not going to use the head because there's a caveat with that. Let's say solar plexus. It'll always go counterclockwise to clean, and then clockwise to put energy in. So for me, that's the easiest. And if I'm doing somebody physically, let's say I'm working on somebody physically, I would start at either the crown or the feet. If they're very sensitive, start at the feet so you can get them grounded first. Because I know I can't work on my daughter's head first because she will get so ungrounded, she'll be in bed for a day. So I always start with the feet first. And you could just go and ask, of course, always set the intention, what you're doing it for, always ask for protection, give thanks, and then ask that the feet chakra be cleared and that positive energy be put in. And then you would do that for all the chakras. Now, let's say you're doing it for the soul star chakra. Teddy, you can't see Teddy's soul star chakra. So Teddy's soul star chakra is up here. And if I was working on somebody, I would be quite a few feet away working on it, or I could just go right above the head and I ask that the energy go straight to the soul star chakra. So let's say I am going to be working on the emotional energy body. Let's make believe, and I'm working on my emotional energy body. I am going to be working on clearing the energy from my crown chakra in the emotional energy body. So I would just take Teddy, and I'm going to ask the pendulum. First of all, I ask the pendulum to only show the truth, be protected. I've already programmed this pendulum. I've always asked the gatekeeper to be with me. Same with Archangel Michael. And now the intention. Please clear the emotion. Please clear the crown chakra in the emotional energy field or body pertaining to me. And I can tell you, I'm feeling so much heat right now, just from that clearing. And then please put in any energies that need to go back in to balance it. Okay, so then I can say the same thing for, let's say, what chakra? Oh, I'm going to go with the Earth Star chakra. I'm going to ask that the emotional and the Earth Star chakra in the emotional energy field for me be cleared. Now that one's going to take a little longer because I'm actually working on a lot of ancestral work right now. And there's a lot that I'm working on clearing. And then please put the vibrations in, please balance it, please, do whatever you want to say, add positive energy. And that's how you would do it. You could do it that way. If you are, and I just forgot something. All right. One thing I like to do, and this is from Dawn. Dawn created the selenite wand and has the crystals of the chakras in it. You could put a piece of selenite on each of the chakras. And then, because you're all Reiki practitioners, you can just go chakra by chakra, just do the clearing symbol and ask the clearing symbol to work with the selenite. You don't need the selenite either. You could just do the clearing symbol. Just go, I wish to clear the soul star chakra in the emotional energy body for Lourdes. And I'll just do the clearing symbol and put the Reiki in. And that's it. And then if it's doing the crown, the same thing. Symbol and in. You may want to do, if you're doing the person in person, what you may want to do is use the distance symbol and ask that it go through all time and space. Because unfortunately, most of us are tied to things in the past or things in the future. And if you do that, you help clear them in all time and space. And I didn't put that in the notes, but that's something that you can do. If you use tuning forks, okay. Oh, I forgot the dinger. Excuse me, 1 minute. I knew there was something missing. Excuse me 1 second. you can do the same thing. I like to use Om. The frequency is 136.01. But this, you can do the same thing. You can just ask that the energy of this frequency, you don't need Teddy. In fact, I'm just using Teddy for demonstration. Set the intention that the energy of Om go to the soul star chakra and the emotional energy body of Lourdes. I'm just using the emotional energy body for an example. For anyone who's not comfortable with just doing it without writing something down, you could write the person's name on a piece of paper and just do this right over it or place it. So let's say I have a notebook and I'm working on somebody. I would ding this, have their name on it, and just say Earth Star chakra. Or you could put all the chakras on there and then just go chakra by chakra with a tuning fork. And you could do the same thing, write down all the chakras and write a person's name on top. So let's say I am doing Rachel. Let me just do Rachel. So I would write down Earth Star, crown, third eye, throat. Just as an example. And do the same thing, you know, by her, I could just put by each chakra, just put it on it. And you could do the same thing with a stone. Now, I showed selenite, but you could also use kyanite with it too. Kyanite helps break cords. So you can put kyanite on it and do the same thing. Like, you don't need a big piece. You can get a small tumblestone or a small chip and put it with their names. You could do the same thing with the pendulum, with their names. Just go over the chakra, and that's it. It's really simple. As long as you put Rachel, and you could put here emotional energy. I'm just scribbling energy body. Then you could put Rachel mental energy body, Rachel spiritual energy body. And that's a quick and easy way of doing it. Just write a piece of paper, go over with the pendulum, go over with the tuning fork, go with your hands and Reiki. Or the other way, for anyone who doesn't know Reiki, it's just going counterclockwise, 2 or 3 minutes over that chakra, shaking out your hands, you know, cleaning it, and then putting energy back in. It's really simple. That was how I first started before I did Reiki. Just make sure. I want to make sure I touch upon the key things before doing anything else. Okay. The only caveat is if you're working on a man, the crown chakra is the chakra where it changes. It goes clockwise to clean and counterclockwise to put energy in. And it's just the way the energy flows through them. That's the only difference. Other than that, it's the same way. Now, I also use sometimes, if you hold a sphere can clear energy as well. Now, these I got from Amazon. I use these in feng shui. You know, every area in feng shui, I have them in the windows with the colors of the section. But if you just have the clear sphere, just as long as you have the intention, you can set the intention, say, I wish to clear the hand chakras from Lourdes. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not asking Reiki to flow. I'm not doing anything else. And it's moving, just like a pendulum. I could feel that. Okay. And then I just ask the energy to go in. All right. Now, does anyone have any questions? Because I went through that rather quickly. I want to make sure that you're all comfortable with it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So for men, is it only the crown chakra that's the other way? Rest is all. The rest
is all. And I think really it's because, and this is something Donna Eden found through all of her work. Men's, because I really do think it has something to do with the yin and yang energy with the men. For some reason, at the crown chakra, the energy flows differently. I don't know how to describe it in scientific terms, but it just flows differently. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it with, okay, Richard's outside, so. Otherwise, I drag him in here. My poor husband. Okay. I'm asking it to clear his crown chakra, and look, it's going the other way. It just goes differently. And now I'm going to ask to put energy in. That's it. It flows differently. Okay. Any other questions?
I don't have a question. I just thought it was interesting because I do that with my pendulum, and I just felt guided by the angels. Like when I was like, I've done a session, I'll just go down the body and then like back up. And it does that where it would spin. I'll have to notice what direction it spins, because I notice I would go one way and then when I would go back, it would spin, it would change and spin the other way.
It does.
And I wasn't really understanding what exactly I was doing. I kind of figured I was clearing and doing something, but I wasn't exactly sure. So when you just said that, I'm like, oh, that's what it, okay, thank you for explaining, because I was doing that without really knowing exactly what I was doing. I just kind of guessed that that's probably what I was doing, but I wasn't, like, I didn't have it confirmed. So thank you
You're
for
using
confirming.
your intuition. Yeah. Which
Yeah,
is
so
wonderful.
I don't know. I just felt guided by the angels that that's what they wanted me to do. Like at the end of a session, that I just go, like, I figured it must be, I said it must be clearing and then like energizing or doing something going the other way. So thank you. That was good. I was like, wait, I'm like, cool. Now I know what I'm doing.
It's wonderful the way we do things. We are guided to do things a certain way, even if we don't always know why. And I think that's where trust comes in, where we have to set the intention and trust that the universe is in charge. That's why what I really like about when I use this spirit of spirit, I am spirit and I recognize the spirit in all of you. I am guided by beings of light and love, and the universe is now in charge of the situation. It's not me. It's not what I care. It's the universe in charge. And we leave them and leave the universe in charge. God, spirit, God, goddesses, whatever you want to call a source. It's so much easier if they take charge. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want people's karma on me. And that's one thing people don't realize with energy work, that a lot of times you can take on people's karma. When people may email you, oh, can you take care of this person for me? Well, does that person want the energy? If they don't, why am I taking on their karma? It's no reason for it. All right, well, with today's clearing, what I am going to do is I will use a pendulum to clear the chakras. I'm going to do the soul star and the earth star for all of you in the spiritual energy body. I don't know how you're going to feel it in the physical energy body. Some of you may feel it deeply. Some of you just may see a lot of things through the aura. Now, the same way I'm doing the chakras, you can clear the aura as well. You can just say you wish to clear the emotional energy field. So you can, in Lourdes's body. So I wish to clear the emotional energy field, the aura, the auric part of the emotional energy field of Lourdes, and then let it clear. And that's it. Now, I did already send Reiki to help assist with the amplifying the energy, because I just didn't want to take too much of your time. So energy was already being sent. So it will amplify this. I didn't have to do the Reiki. I could just do the pendulum, but I want you to know that you can combine modalities. You can do a crystal and Reiki. You could use a crystal and a pendulum. You could use a tuning fork and a pendulum. So you have the option of doing all of those. Okay, so what I am going to do is, I'll ask you that you could close your eyes if you want to. You don't have to. I am going to work on all of them, and I'm going to do it a simple way. I'm just going to write it down on a piece of paper for all of you and put, I'm going to start with the soul star. I'm also going to work on the 8th chakra, which is what I call the shaman chakra. And then I'm going to go through the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, base, Earth star. I'm going to do your hands and feet as well. All right. So you please just relax, close your eyes, and I am going to work on clearing all of you using the pendulum. The Reiki has already started flowing.